I'm the seasoning lady. On my channel, you're gonna learn quick and easy recipes that you and your family are truly gonna love. So, forget the dumb stuff. Let's get to it. Okay, so today we're gonna make a roux. Roux is a thickener that you only need 2 items. You're gonna use oil, whichever oil you like, or you could use butter. And you're gonna use flour. And there's no real proportions. It depends on how much oil you put in the pan, because you're just gonna mix them together and you're gonna see it starting to do a little sizzle. You're gonna do this on a medium heat because you don't wanna burn it. Now, the difference in the roux as far as the oil and the butter, depending on what you're gonna fix with it. So the oil is what you call a brown roux. The butter is what you call a white roux. So the white roux you'd use for your Alfredo sauce. The brown roux you'd use for your gravies and stews and things of that sort that you want to thicken up. And you see the way this looks? See that? You're just incorporating it together. It's no big deal. You're not trying to do anything fancy with it. So you're gonna let that just sit there for a minute. And what you wanna do, you wanna cook the flour. That way it's already done, because that's what's gonna cause it to thicken. So you see the way it's bubbling up. It's only gonna take a short amount of time. You don't wanna let it sit there because you don't want it to burn. So see the way I'm just making sure that it stays pretty much in the center of the pan. And I'm not making a lot because I don't need a lot of roux today. And the good thing about the roux, it's gonna last, once you totally cook it, it's gonna last 2 or 3 weeks. You don't have to refrigerate it. You can refrigerate it if you want to. You don't have to. Just make sure you put it in a plastic container with the lid, because you don't want anything to get in it. So see the way it's bubbling up? So let's mix that up again. Because like I said, you don't want it to burn. Anything that you feel is burning, hurry up and pull it off your heat. Because once it sits in it, that's where that burned flavor comes from. You don't want that burned flavor. So just because something starts to burn, does that mean it's gonna taste burnt? You leaving it in it is what causes it to taste burnt. So see? And that's pretty much almost done. So we're gonna let that sit there just for a couple of more minutes. So now that's looking pretty good. Now there's different types of roux. When the thicker it is when you're cooking it, the thicker it's gonna be when you go to do your sauce. So you can always add more roux to it. It's just like salt and pepper. You can add it to it, but you can't take it back out. So you want to learn to add anything you're gonna add it slowly, unless you know that's the exact amount that you want. So I'm happy with that. So we're gonna go ahead and take that off. So since I'm getting ready to use this today, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my heat off. So let's turn that off. And see the way it's starting to get brown? That's why it's called a brown roux. So the heat is off. Now, even though the heat is off, it is still cooking because the stove is still hot. And that's something else you need to remember. Just because the heat is off, don't mean it's not cooking. So now you have that brown coloring. And if you look at that, see how brown? See the difference in that white and brown? Big difference. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in the container so we can get cooking. So we're good to go. Okay. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends about the